Welcome back, everybody, to episode 6 of The Road to 10% Body Fat. Today is going to be a quick one. I do not have progress pictures again, because again, Adrian refused to come over to my house, take photographs of me in my underpants, which I guess I should be grateful for, really. But you will get those again for the next 2 weeks in the next 2 episodes. Today, I'm going to talk about how carbohydrate intake can affect your body weight even when you're at a deficit number of calories. Okay, so as always, I will put up my daily weigh-ins on this side, and it was a good week. I started off at 108.6 kilos on the Monday, and I progressively was dropping weight Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday morning, I weighed in at 107.7, so down 900 grams in the first 4 days, which is fantastic. But on the weekend, Adrian and I did our 1,000 squat challenge. And if you're not aware of what that is, you can check up here in this corner, and I'll post a link to the recorded live stream. But basically, when Adrian and I got to 1,000 subscribers here on the YouTube channel, we said we were going to do 1,100 kilo squats, and we did. And it was not terrible. It was not enjoyable, but it wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be. When we got to 100 subscribers, we raced first to 100 squats at body weights. I was doing 100 kilos at the time. He was doing 75. And we said when we got to 1,000 subscribers, we would do 1,100 kilo squats between us. And we did have a couple fill-ins. Byron and Megan both did 2 sets. So with those two, and Byron's just a big beast, and Megan, Australia's strongest woman, 7th strongest woman in the world. Between their 4 sets, they managed 100 reps, which is fantastic. They just did 4 AMRAP sets, as many reps as possible. 100 reps, which means Adrian and myself had to do 900 reps. From those 900, he did 440 and I did 460, 100 kilo squats. It took a little over 4 hours, but because we were doing that, and I knew it was going to take roughly around the 4-hour mark, I decided to do a little carbo load. Now, if you recall from previous episodes, my carbohydrate intake has been quite low, usually sitting between 100 or between 95 and 120 grams per day, which is not a huge amount of carbohydrates. But when you're doing exercise for extended periods of time, like we were going to be doing, lifting weights for 4 hours plus, is a long time to be exerting yourself at a reasonable level. You need to have your primary energy source. And unless you're in ketosis, where you're using fats as your main energy source, it's carbohydrates. So doing my normal walking and daily in my gym a couple times a week, 100 to 120 grams of carbs has been fine. My energy levels have been good, but I knew it was not going to be good for a 4-hour squat session. So on the Thursday, I ate 160 grams of carbs. On the Friday, I ate 285 grams of carbs. And on the Saturday, the day of the challenge, before and after, in total, I ate 582 grams of carbs. So a lot of carbohydrates. Now, keep in mind that even though I was increasing my carbohydrates significantly, my overall calories were still at a deficit. Saturday might have been a bit more towards maintenance, but I did burn over 3,000 calories doing that squat challenge. So, but the other days were all definitely still in a deficit. But what's interesting to see, and this is why people can get really frustrated, because I'm eating at a deficit, why is my weight increasing? So when I increase my carbohydrates from, the standard 95, 100 grams up to 160 grams on the Thursday, the next morning I weighed in 300 grams heavier. I went from 107.7 to 108. Then I had 285 grams of carbs that day and went from 108 to 108.6. Then the Saturday I had 582 grams of carbs and went up again from 108.6 to 109, right? So I increased 1.3 kilos over 3 days, even though I was eating at a deficit, still getting my 10,000 steps and doing a massive, massive gym session, 4-hour-long gym session on the Saturday. The main reason why I added weight there, obviously, is not fat weight because I'm eating at a deficit. What we're looking at is water retention, mainly water retention. And the reason why is because when you eat carbohydrates, your stores of glycogen get more full. So your body stores carbohydrate as an energy source as glycogen in your blood, in your liver, and in your muscles. So the more carbohydrates you eat, the more glycogen stores you have. Now, glycogen, for every 1 gram of it, can hold up to, let's say, roughly on average, 3 grams of water weight. So even if you're at a deficit and slowly losing fat, but all of a sudden introduce a whole bunch of carbohydrates, you can retain a bunch of water. So over those 3 days, even though I was at a deficit, walking my 10,000 steps, doing 4 hours of gym on the Saturday, I went up 1.3 kilos. Okay. So I thought that was kind of interesting and good to point out to people that may not be aware of this, that your dietary intake can really affect how your weight moves on the scale, even if you're doing the right things. And that's why it's really important not to be discouraged. I'm actually filming this this morning and posting it this afternoon. So it's Thursday today. So I've had another 4 days or 5 days since the squat challenge. My weight's come down nicely. But you're going to have to wait till next week to see those ones. You're going to have to wait till next week to see me in my Bonds underpants. Mystery color. You'll have to wait and find out. And you'll see how the weight goes. But I thought that was an interesting thing to touch on, was that carbohydrates can drastically increase or manipulate your weight that you see on the scale. If you know you're doing the right things, if you're exercising, if you're eating at a calorie deficit, and if you have good general activity. Don't be frustrated by the scale going up from time to time, especially if you stray from your normal eating habits. Okay, so that's all I have today for you guys. It's a very quick one, just talking about do carbs make you fat? No, but they can make you hold more water weight, which does bump up the number on the scale, which can be demoralizing to some, but not to everyone. Okay, hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, please like, subscribe, help the channel grow. If there's anything in particular you want to know about this road to 10% journey, please let me know in the comments and I will include it in the video. I'm in the process of doing a total cost analysis of my food shopping for the week for Chris, that was asked a couple weeks ago. That will probably be, if not in the next episode, the episode after. But I will see you all next week, Thursday afternoon, as per usual. Until then, have a good one, and I hope you are enjoying this road to 10% body fat. See you next week. Bye.